Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm Dex.
And I'm Mike, and today we're going to do a movie review for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This movie stars Felicity Jones, Daniel Luca, Ben Mendelsohn, Riz Ahmed, Donnie Yen, and Forrest Whitaker. And basically it's about how the rebels stole the plans to the Death Star, and these events lead up to the events in the original Star Wars. I thought this movie was pretty good. The main thing that I really liked about the movie was the nostalgia aspect of the original Star Wars. It had great cinematography, costuming, the events of the movie were really paired well with the original Star Wars. And also in this movie, they brought back a character or actor who was deceased, which I wasn't really expecting. And they brought him back digitally, and for real Star Wars fans, you will love to see this character return. And what'd you think?
Okay, so I wanted to start off by saying, have a disclaimer. I am not like a hardcore Star Wars fan. I'm just a casual Star Wars fan, but I did enjoy the movie. You know, I'm thinking of maybe buying a ticket to get on like the Star Wars train, and maybe to watch, you know, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I've been told to stay away from the first three movies that Lucas made. Those are what, the prequels?
Yes.
Okay, I've been told to stay away from that because they're garbage. I have seen them, but, you know, they're just not very good. Especially if you're not, like, I can only imagine what Star Wars fans think of those movies. So, I did enjoy it. You know, I love the costumes. I love, like, all the different little creatures. I like, you know, like the ships that they had that were out in space and they're all like fighting each other and stuff like that. I like that. I like the action. And it was kind of interesting how they would go from like one planet to another. Now I know if you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But for someone who's, you know, not a super fan, I did enjoy all that, and I love the ending of the movie.
Yes.
I mean, it just kind of like wrapped everything together, and it kind of makes me want to go see, you know, the 1977 version of Star Wars, which I think is the only version, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the only one.
Yeah.
So what didn't you like?
Okay, I felt like there might have been a little bit too much lingo in here for the casual person to not understand what was going on. There were certain times where I was like scratching my head, not really understanding what's going on, but that's understandable. Also, I wish I would have saw maybe a little bit of like a better villain in this movie. I felt like the villains were a little weak. I didn't really understand why they couldn't have like better villains. Maybe like, I don't want to say like a Darth Vader villain, but maybe someone who's like a level below him who has like special powers. And just certain times in the movie, I just felt like it was a little slow. And I wish it would have just like sped up a little bit. And I felt sometimes like the jokes fell a little bit flat.
No, but they had some good ones though. Like the robot, he was pretty funny.
The robot was good. I enjoyed Donnie Yen's performance. But there were certain times where like I didn't really understand what he was saying. Like he was talking about like the Force is with him, and I'm like, does he have the Force like Luke Skywalker? How do you get the Force? It was a little bit too much, not being you know, a Star Wars fan. But as a casual viewer, I could see myself possibly seeing this movie again. Yeah. You know, a couple years down the line when it comes on HBO or something like that.
Okay. Well, I shared the same opinion. I thought the beginning was a little boring. When the first movie started, you know, it set up pretty well, but then it just kind of lagged on a little bit, had some pacing issues, and I was thinking, we need some action to get this started. Another complaint I have is the villain. Ben Mendelsohn is a good actor. I mean, the character was okay, served, you know, his purpose. But I would have loved to have seen more Darth Vader, because there is a scene in the movie with Darth Vader that's completely awesome. I'm just like, man, I wanted more of this. And I kind of wish that they had figured out a way to write Darth Vader as the main villain instead of a supporting character. But, you know, those are my only two negative aspects, and because of that, I'm going to give this a B+.
All right, and I will give it a B-. I felt the first act was a little weak. The second act I enjoyed, and the third act was just phenomenal. It's like, no wonder they spent like $200 million plus. It was just awesome to see that at the end. But the beginning, maybe it was just me. but
It was you. It was me too.
oh, was it too? Okay, okay. I was a little. It was a little dark, a little hard to understand what's going on, but eventually it did pick up. But I feel like you have to watch this movie 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, to get everything.
Yeah, and it is a great companion to the original Star Wars. Just gives you a little insight of what was happening in that time frame between, I guess, the Return of the Sith and the Star Wars. You know, with the plans being stolen, and but it's a great companion to the original Star Wars. And I do suggest watching that first if you're not familiar with it.
All right, let's take all the time that we have for today.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please check out our other channel, Dex and Mike's Movie Show,
where we do international trailer reactions and also international trailer news. Thanks a lot. Comment below, and we will see you next time.